And welcome into another special episode of Tribal Council Chat. As always, we're your hosts. My name is Bruce Heller.
My name is Brett.
And Brett, do you want to introduce our episode for us today?
We are very excited this week to have Abi Maria Gomes from Survivor Philippines and Survivor Cambodia joining us for an interview. She is a legendary character of the game on both seasons, went very deep on both seasons, had many memorable moments, and is also the one of the two favorite castaways of my father. So very welcome to talk to you,
Welcome.
Abby. He's going to be watching this and he'll be very excited to see this interview.
Did you tell
Hi
him we were doing
guys.
it? Thank you for coming. This is
I'm so
awesome.
happy to be here. Where are you talking from, you two?
I am in St. Louis, Missouri, and Brett is
I'm
in Canada.
Oh, you're in
Yeah,
Canada then?
in
Oh, wow.
Ottawa, so about 6.5, 7 hours north of New York City.
Oh, I can hear the accent now. You said about. About? About?
So thank you for coming on. The way we're just kind of go through both seasons, and then we have some other assorted questions, but
I'll try and answer all the questions I can. But let's make it fun, right? Because I'm a villain in Survivor world. In the Survivor era, I guess I'm a villain. And villains, what do? They have more what?
Fun.
Yes, guys.
Exactly.
Yes. That's right.
So, do you remember kind of your first impressions on anyone from Philippines, or like when you first got there?
Yeah, 100%. And I mentioned that in a few different podcasts, but I know that the fandom of Survivor is like huge. So, the person in Philippines that caught my attention the most, first impressions, was Denise at Ponderosa. Oh yeah, at Ponderosa, I just couldn't stop thinking about her. She had such a presence about her and such an energy about her that was very memorable to me. She would be, at Ponderosa, there was like a big pool, and she would be just walking around the pool, lost in her thoughts. And I'm like, that lady, she is the one that I'm gonna have to watch for. Little did we all know she was one of my biggest roadblock to get to the end,
Good instinct that she was the one to watch, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, there is something undeniable. Like, there's something about me, and that's why I joke about being a witch. It's because I have very strong instincts. Possibly has to do with being born in a third world country in South America and growing up in a place where you have to have instinct in order to survive, right? So
sure.
That's strong in me. Yeah, I do have definitely very, very strong instincts that I listen to. And I think that, when people ask me about what was my survivor strategy, what's my survivor strategy, honestly, is my instincts and being able to just be a few steps ahead and just kind of like see ahead, just because I've always had to growing up.
That makes sense. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I'm feeling really good about this interview too. I'm not feeling the pressure. I can tell that you guys are excited to talk with me and keep me at ease. So I think that my thoughts can, flow better that way. So thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. We just like to have fun talking about a show we love, honestly.
I love that, because sometimes, when they come and have me on this podcast, it's just sometimes the vibe is just so like intense that I just kind of like lose my way, and I just want to be myself with you guys. So.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
So moving to the next question, at the mooning, Jeff revealed that you were going to be playing with Penno Scoopin and Russell Swan. What was your first reaction to seeing 3 returning players on your season?
Well, that is so many years ago, right? Like, gosh, that was 20, like we shot, was it in 2011? And then the show aired in 2012. We're like in 2024 now. It's like so long ago. But I remember remembering Penner because I had just watched like Heroes versus Villains. So was it in Micronesia that I had seen? He was in Micronesia. Was he on Heroes versus Villains? No, he was on Micronesia.
Yeah,
Micronesia. Thank you. Yeah, I had just watched him on Micronesia. So I thought, oh, like that guy. I mean, I remembered his knee injury a lot, which was like really nasty. I didn't remember Russell Swan a lot because it wasn't one of the seasons that I heard. No, I lie. I had seen when he passed out and his eyes went like that. And which season was he on again? Can you guys remind me, please?
I think it was Samoa because he was with Russell Hantz also.
Yes, that was one of the seasons that I watched, and I did remember him, and of course I remember Scoopin from like his burned hands from Australia. That was like one of the seasons that I had watched too before. I mean, I was consuming so much Survivor before going, and I possibly may have become a villain because I was always rooting for the strong girls like Sandra, like Poverty. Like when watching those seasons, I'm like, yeah, badass girls. Like I want to be like them, right? So I think that maybe without even thinking made me feel like I mean, you have to be strong to be able to survive on Survivor. You cannot be a fawner or a people pleaser, even though Kenzie won as being a fawner and a people pleaser. So I've learned a lot from her gameplay. I guess you have to have a mix of it all, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like Survivor is like there isn't really a formula. You just have to be able to adapt and at the moment be able to be different parts of yourself even.
Especially with the new era and how quickly that game changes.
So quick. I'm enjoying the new era a lot. Are you guys liking it?
I am too. There's benefits and drawbacks, but I'm enjoying it. It's produced some great gameplay. And with 45 and D, I think it produced one of the most dominant games we've ever seen. So
what?
I think in 45, the new era gave us
yeah, totally, yeah.
Such a dominant win there for her, but
oh yeah, she was strong. I mean, I really liked Kenzie's win too, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She was like, I couldn't tell who was gonna be winning that season. I couldn't tell. It's just like, oh my gosh, I think that so many people have a case here, right?
Yeah.
Because there are so many different ways that you can look at Survivor. I think that anyone can win Survivor, honestly. And I really wasn't sold throughout the season because I thought, oh, she's just being like, she's pleasing, but I'm like, that is a winner's strategy on Survivor. It really is. She was like a Sandra. And I'm like, you know what? I got to give props to this girl. I've learned so much from Kenzie. And I think she totally deserved her win too.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the fan base as a whole. I know at least this is something that me and Brett have noticed and a few other people. So I would assume there's more. But early on, the dynamic between you and RC seemed to be working like really well together and be close. And then at least from our perspective, it seemed like that kind of just went south out of nowhere.
And right.
Can you explain what happened there a little bit, or like that dynamic?
Yeah, for sure. I've had a fan rewatch Philippines again and kind of want to chat with me about it. And this fan had noticed some really good details about that season and how RC and I were communicating. And you guys just see bits and pieces, right? You guys don't see the whole thing because it's very edited. Like you guys see what, 30 minutes? Something that's shot for like a week, I think, or 2 days of shooting. I don't know. Anyway, so you guys, there's a lot of footage happening, and it's cut and paste, to make a TV show because it's show business, and we, the fans, want to see a TV show. I mean, I'm a fan besides being a Survivor player. So when I'm sitting on the couch, I want to see people playing Survivor, right? But to answer your question, I think there was a lot of lighting coming from her and from Scoopin, and I think that I didn't know how to deal with it. And then back then gaslighting wasn't even like a thing, but I think it wasn't genuine. Like the interactions they had with me and the way I reacted, wasn't the best way either. So I think that that explains a little bit of that relationship that I had with RC. I think it was disingenuous. I think that I felt in my core and in my intuition that she would get rid of me if I wouldn't get rid of her. I mean, one person wins Survivor, and I was there to play the game and win Survivor. I wasn't there for a vacation. I wasn't there to model or look pretty or find a husband. I was there to win $1 million and the title of Soul Survivor and be the first Latina woman to do so. But you know what? Sandra is Latina too, and she did it before me. But I would say South American or Brazilian.
Yeah.
Brazilian American, because I am a dual citizen. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I feel like I have extra powers.
I have some family in both Brazil and Uruguay, so.
Oh, cool! Did you watch the game yesterday?
Yesterday I was out, but I've been watching the whole tournament.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, are you guys watching Brazil tonight at 6 p.m.? There's a game.
Definitely.
That's gonna be a crazy game. Brazil and Colombia. Colombia is so strong. Uruguay is strong too.
It will be.
I was rooting for the U.S. though, because I'm American too. So like when the U.S. is playing, I root for the U.S. But when it's like Brazil and the U.S., I'm like so torn. I'm like, because you know I'm very patriotic. I love the United States of America. Has given me so much. So yeah.
That is awesome.
That's the one North American team left. So.
Yeah, I know. It's the only North American team left. I know. Who do you guys think is going to be taking the whole thing, the Copa America? Colombia?
Uruguay.
Uruguay? It's Uruguay. Vamos. Well, I'm hoping Brazil or the U.S. Well, the U.S. is gone now. So
yeah.
Well, I think I would be happy with Uruguay. I would be happy with Colombia, Argentina, but like Brazil, of course, at this point, Brazil. I actually went to go watch Brazil. And they were playing against Costa Rica at the SoFi Stadium here in LA, and it was like one of the best experiences that I've had. It was so beautiful.
That is
actually perfect because I had that on my list to talk about at the end. So perfect it came up now. I saw that on your
story. I'm a chatter.
That is so cool.
Oh, it was so amazing, guys. The SoFi Stadium is like, if you ever get an opportunity to go watch a game there or visit, it's like incredible. I think they spent billions building that stadium. It's like something else. It's incredible.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. All right, let's keep on moving. What's next?
So, we sometimes you had a very interesting relationship with Denise, who you already brought up on at the beginning. And you voted for on day 39. I was wondering what kind of, if you would remember, what thoughts went into making that decision as opposed to the other two.
Well, I spoke about my vote throughout the season. I let both of them know. I let Lisa know. I let Scupa know. I let Malcolm know. They had no chance at winning if Denise would make it to the end. And I felt that on my first impression. When I saw her at Ponderosa, I knew she was going to be my roadblock. I knew she was going to be, you know, if it wasn't me, it was going to be her, because I do think I had a case to win Survivor as well. So I knew it, and I did let them know. I told Scoopin that he didn't have a chance. I told Lisa she didn't have a chance based on the people that she had, they had put on the jury with me. And I knew because of Denise's story that I mean, the way Lisa spoke with me, the way Scoopin gaslighted me and belittled me, like, and Malcolm too. There are so many things that you can see them mocking my accent, making fun of me, like not respecting my gameplay, and you know that all of that, you know, influences you on how you're gonna vote at the end of the day. I mean,
for sure.
So I let them know it was a fact. I wasn't backstabbing anybody in their back. It was known throughout the season. For sure. I mean, come on, guys. How wouldn't you reward her? Like, just think about it.
She went to every single tribal. It's wild to think that she went to every single tribal of the season.
Right? I mean, a tribe that was decimated. It was her and Malcolm at the end. It was just like, okay, like we gotta get rid of her because if she makes it to the end, I mean, I'm sure the fans were at home like, come on, like
Oh yeah, I
the
bet so.
time you guys loved Scoopin' too because of his Survival Australia story. And I know that everybody loved Lisa because of who she is. I had no idea who she was. I was in shock when I found out that she was like America's sweetheart. But Denise's story to me was a lot more compelling than the both of the two.
Yeah, I would
The way
agree
I
with
was
that.
treated, like, come on, now more than ever we can see how gaslighted I was on my first season. And then when I came back on second chances, I was just so focused on that I didn't even give myself a chance. So
Yeah,
you gotta remember that what I've learned too by being a fan of Survivor, that the players they have short-term memory, like I mean, Kenzie had done a lot of things on 46 that if you would have thought so back way then, she probably wouldn't have won.
for
There were
sure.
strong alliances there between Maria and Charlie. Like, I don't know. So you
Yeah.
have to forget about your past mistakes, I think, in Survivor, or even how you played, and focus more when you're back and playing new seasons on the new relationships that you're building, adapting and being in the moment. Because I feel that Survivor players and playing the game, people get short-term memory. I mean, you're so hungry, you're so depleted, you're so exhausted from the elements that I think that you have to focus on the here and the right now. Just like in life, be in the moment, right? Don't think too much about the past or worry too much about the future because that creates anxiety.
Yeah, for sure. Before we move on to Cambodia, is there anything that's just kind of cool or interesting you remember from Philippines that didn't make the edit or didn't make the show that you remember?
I mean, do you guys know what capybara is in South America? Like the big rodent?
Yeah.
Like, I guess I was talking a lot about capybaras to Tendang, the tribe, and teaching them about the animals and how it was always, when we would win an award or like we had something to cook at the tribe, I was always the one cooking and feeding everybody. So
That's
I guess
cool.
I was getting them by the tummy. So I did build relationships there. There is a reason why I survived and I lasted so long. I mean, with a torn ACL, I don't know if you guys were aware. I've told so
Whoa.
many different interviews. Yeah, oh yeah, marooning. I tore my ACL day one when I went running for the wood,
Yeah.
right? I went running to go grab the wood. So I was wearing cowboy boots. So I jumped, and when I landed, my knee went, and I just heard this noise, and I had no idea what was wrong. I thought I had twisted my knee. That's why a lot of times you guys see me holding my knee. A lot of times they put me on the bench, not to play the challenges. It's because I was hurt, but we didn't know what it was. And I tried telling medical to wrap my knee, but they said that if they would have to wrap my knee, they're gonna have to medevac me. And I felt like, no, I'm not dying. I didn't come here to look like, like unless I'm bleeding and dying, like it's uncomfortable, like I can't do the laterals, but
Yeah.
it's, yeah. And then when I came back, I had to go to surgery right away. So
That's
I
wild.
had a whole torn ACL for like, what was it, 36 days that I was on Survivor
That's
Philippines.
wild.
And the crazy thing is that on Cambodia, I also played 36 days, both of those seasons, which is also wild to me. And how can
Yeah.
you not call me a witch from Witch's Coven?
One of my favorite alliances, you, Kelly, Sierra,
I,
and
there
Cass.
you go. I mean, I
Yeah.
love those girls. I love Sierra, I love Cass, and I love Kelly Wentworth, all in so many different ways.
That kind of leads into the next question I had written down because you did play with Kelly, who's one of my personal favorite players. So, like,
A lot of people love her. She's
what
very loved.
what sticks out to you in your mind as far as playing with her, or what makes her such a good player or fan favorite?
Well, I would say her social game, it's also very strong, like a Kenzie, I would say. I think
Yeah.
she is really good at putting you at ease and making you feel good. She's very genuine. She's very warm and very accepting, not judgmental. She's just like your big sister. She just makes you feel so at ease and so comfortable. Like I love Kelly. I
That's
think
awesome.
that we have a strong bond, and I think that we have a friendship beyond Survivor. So
That is so cool.
yeah, Sierra is another one that is just like she just has this amazing energy about her. You just want to be her friend, you know? We may think differently politically, but we respect and love each other so much, and that's what makes a genuine friendship, right? We respect each other, and we just care and love each other.
And I love that. Like people don't have to agree on every single thing to be friends and have a caring relationship.
Exactly. And Cass as well. She just cracks me up. She's just so funny. She's just so wild and she's just so intelligent and she just is herself. And I feel that I learned so much from her too. And I think she's awesome. I think all of them are very different in many different ways, but they're all wonderful women.
That is so cool. I love hearing those types of stories.
Same.
I'm having a grape soda water. Have you guys ever had the Waterloo?
I have not. I think I've heard of it once, but I haven't got around to trying it.
I bought it yesterday for the first time, and it's really good. It doesn't have any sugar, no calories, zero sugar, zero everything, and it still tastes really good.
Huh. Cool.
Should look into it. I'm trying to lose some weight. I gained a lot of weight since Survivor, so I'm on a diet now.
Next one, one of the most famous tribals and famous blindsides in history was when Kelly played her immunity idol and Andrew was voted out after 9 votes were negated. How did your alliance decide that he was a target?
Why did we decide that Andrew was a target? Gosh, I think that he had a lot of relationships with members of different tribes, and I think that there was this thing going around on how he was friends with Probst, and I think that that kind of made people a little bit nervous about him, and just it was either him and his posse getting us or us getting him. And I think that was it Stephen Fishback or Joe Engling. I don't remember which one that signaled to Callie that she was in trouble and she played that idol so brilliantly. I had a think, I thought that I saw her grabbing, I had my eyes on her at that challenge, but I trusted her, so I wasn't worried. So I think that was just a brilliant move.
Yeah.
It's like watching soccer or football and just like when, you know, like you score a goal and you're offside and it doesn't count. Like it was that exciting. So as a Survivor fan and a sports fan, like moments like that, they're just so fun to watch. And I mean, a part of it was just phenomenal.
And I will.
Lucy and I are internally laughing at that comment because him being American and me being part of the British Commonwealth, we have the soccer versus football debate offline about weekly.
It's not really
it's football.
It's not really a debate just because I don't follow it enough to actually debate it. I just send him the word soccer sometimes to mess with him and annoy him.
Of course, just to pull his leg. You should get into it. It's fun. Watching soccer matches are fun.
I have been because St. Louis got an MLS team recently that's in his 2nd season. But MLS is all on Apple TV Plus that I don't have and don't want to pay for. So I mostly like follow scores and follow what people say on Twitter.
Gotta watch the matches. The matches are so exciting, especially the Copa America matches. They are so fun. Try and watch Brazil against Colombia tonight. I promise you. And I think it's on Fox. I think you can get. It's gonna be at 6 p.m. my time.
I will mention this because I think you'll appreciate it. We were talking about the Savage blind side. last summer when our podcast was still pretty new, we did an episode on Cambodia, and what we named the episode was "At least we made the jury." And quoted the line.
I love it.
We had a third
That was
person
another
on.
thing. That was another thing to answer your question, and that's when we were. Well, Matt Singh. Matt Singh was my first tribe on Second Chances, right? I have all my buffs here too. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like, because I have my little desk thing over there. This one here is my Kending buff, and this is my Matt Singh. Yeah, this is my Matt Singh buff. So yeah, on Matt Singh, I remember him saying, "Oh, guys, I just want to make it." He would always say, "I just want to make it to the jury." You know, like, oh, you know, like they use that as a like,
Yeah.
oh my, was so pissed. I mean, like it was just so genuine of me. I wasn't trying to like, you know, I was just like, oh, he made it to the jury, and then he flipped the bird. I'm like, come on.
That was great television from both sides.
Well, like, get me on the Traders, guys. Then you would see some good television.
That'd be
That would be good.
I would love to do that one. I think I would like do really good on that show.
They're about to have a decent number of Survivor people on there next season, so
As excited?
I'm happy when Boston Rob is on my screen. It's gonna be interesting. No
So
matter
you guys love Boston Rob?
He's good TV. No matter he was good on Deal or No Deal Island also.
I enjoyed him on Deal or No Deal Island. It was really, I mean, I was happy for the winner, but I was sad for him too. Like towards the end when he was like, he worked so hard to make it. Yeah, he is good television.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see him. I love Tony. Tony's gonna be great. I'm absolutely rooting for Jeremy. Like, how could I not? I mean, I think he's totally deserving too. And I don't know Carolyn. All I know is from watching her, and she's kind of like a mess. So I don't know how that's gonna go with the Britney Spears ex-husband. I mean, Britney Spears kind of a mess. So I'm like, oh my God, is Carolyn gonna be giving Sam, you know, like Britney's ex-husband, like some PTSD or something? I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see like the two of them interacting. That's gonna be interesting to see.
So our last like season specific question is the same one we ended Philippines with. Is there any interesting or cool memories you have that didn't make the show?
Let me think. I mean, Angkor was absolutely a terrible island. Like it was torturous. I don't know if they showed you guys how miserable. Like that was a miserable tribe. The whole bracelet thing, I don't know why it became such a big deal on TV because there, I don't remember being such a big deal. So I don't know if production kind of like told PG to yell at me like how she did, and everybody, you know, were against me, and I was at the beach by myself, and then Terry was my savior. He came and he spent time with me. That was an amazing moment for me and my gameplay. But I really didn't understand how the bracelet became such a big deal. It wasn't supposed, like, I was just curious, you know, like when you're on an island and you can't find your, like, I was just curious. I wasn't trying to blame anyone, or it just became more than was supposed to be. What else can I think of? Cambodia. Oh my gosh, there was so much happening when Stephen Fishback had his gastro into like he had like tummy problems. I was kind of mean about that. I shouldn't have been so mean, but I was just in such survival mode. I'm just like, I don't care if anybody gets out of here. I just want to be the one at the finals to win it, right? Like I guess all you guys gotta take out of this interview is that when I'm there, I am a competitor. I do have sportsmanship because I have voted for people that did not like me on Survivor, and now we're great friends. It's small little community, like anything can rub anyone wrong in so many different ways. There are so many little ways that you can connect with people. So I don't know. I think that for many years, I had a hard time understanding my survivor journey, but the more educated I've gotten, and recently I just finished a literature class, and I've learned so much about storytelling and characterization and how patronizing the whole society is back, let's say centuries ago. So it's just how we are made, and it's just learning and being able to navigate like how the world is has, I don't know. I think that if I would recommend anything to anyone in this world, is just to like get passionate about education and learning, because I think that there are different layers in different games and different reality TV and TV shows, and I think there is a lot more out there than we know. And I'm just grateful for being able to have these opportunities and the platform and being able to talk to people like you too.
Thank you. We appreciate that. I will say, I think it's funny that on one of the first confessionals they showed of you on Cambodia is you referencing hitting Scoopin with a coconut on Philippines.
It was a mistake. I didn't mean to. I was trying to open the.
Yeah, it's just funny that that's the first thing they showed on Cambodia for some reason.
It's just such a hilarious moment too. It looks really good on TV. Even I laughed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember seeing that one commercial. That one during Super Bowl. That one kind of traumatized me, but I'm over it now and I can laugh about it. I don't know if you guys remember when there was this one commercial and then Jeff says like, then there was thunder and then there was rain and then they survived this and then they survived that, but can they survive Abi Maria, the most annoying survivor ever? I did not understand being called annoying. That was very tough for me.
That's wild.
That was wild. I had, oh my gosh.
It's funny you mentioned that because I forgot about it, but now that you bring it up, it's like I remember seeing it way back in the day.
Yeah, and I had my friends contacting me, and I had just had surgery, so my leg was up, it was healing. I didn't know how to. It was tough. So, but now I see it all in fun. So I think I'm a memorable survivor castaway. I think I have great sound bites. I think that now more so than ever, I could play a winning survivor game if I am ever given the opportunity, or even if I am available at the time, maybe for 50, who knows, or if I would love to be on the Traders. I think I would love to just like sleep in a castle and not in a jungle for one for television. So I think that would be fun.
Are there any other shows besides Traders that you'd want to do?
I've been contacted. I don't even know if I was contacted to be on Traders this season. I know that they contacted me from Universal, and I was busy with my spring semester. They wanted to put me on a show. They didn't tell me which show exactly it was, but they needed me to be available to shoot when I was doing my semester at school. And the first time I was on Survivor, I withdrew my classes to be on the show, and then life happened, and I just want to finish and get my degree and get that out of the way, so I had to say no. But when I went to that Johnny Fairplay Survivor party, there were some producers from House of Villains asking me if I would be interested, that they needed a strong girl like me to be on the show, and I think that could be fun too. But I don't know, I just love Alan Cunnin, and I would love to be with him on camera. I think we could make some great television together. So I'm like I am an LGBTQ plus supporter, and supporter of all minorities and everybody in the world and everyone. So I would love to represent.
Amazing. So I just kind of went into our next question, but if you were given the opportunity again and could make it, would you like to play in the future, since that's what everyone seems to be talking about now?
Seriously, everyone is talking about 50. I don't know if they would want me back. I don't know how much Jeff likes me. And I know that he's the main decision maker now. I know that I had inappropriate moments with him when we were shooting Cambodia. I said certain things I probably shouldn't have said, and it was probably in the heat of the moment. The adrenaline is high. You want to win. Imagine being there and having that one in a lifetime opportunity. And I had the opportunity twice. I feel so lucky. So I don't know. It depends. If the opportunity comes and I'm available, and if they want me there, how could I say no to Survivor 50? Like there
for
isn't
sure.
like it's impossible to say, like it's just like so legendary. Of course I would love to play. And another show, I've said it already, that I would love to be on is The Traders.
Yeah. Nice.
Is there anybody from Survivor that you haven't got the chance to play with that you would love to get to play with or like to be on the island with?
That is such a good question. Who would I want to play? Well, I don't know if I would say I would want to play with them because I would have to beat them because I want to win. So I don't know. Let's just say, let's see how I would do with Boston Rob.
That'd be entertaining to watch for sure.
Right? Let's see how I would do with Boston Rob.
Yes.
It would be like the Celtics against the Lakers. Ooh, what a battle.
That would be fantastic.
So let's see.
Brett, I believe you had one last question that we kind of touched on, but
yeah. So I'll skip the first half of this question because we talked about you getting to see the Brazilian national team, which must have been amazing.
Amazing.
But to build off of that, do you have any favorite Brazilian footballers of all time, or favorite club team, or anything that we haven't talked about?
I think that my favorite Brazilian footballer of all time is Pelé. He's a legend. Right now, I'm really into Vini Jr. I saw him Vini playing live, and he was like amazing. And I really enjoyed Paqueta's last performance. I mean, he missed that one penalty kick, and then he redeemed himself, and then he scored. So that was cool to watch. I also really like Hendrick, the new player. He's really young. Yeah, I think that I have my eyes on those players right now. Gosh, there's so many footballers out there right now, and they're so young. Gosh, I can't even come up or remember their names at the moment.
Great picks. I'm a big fan of Liverpool and have gone to a few games in the UK, and it's so neat to see so many like top Brazilian players playing in England. And
oh wow, watching a soccer game in England or football game in England must be wild because they're really passionate out there, right?
Well, almost 2 years ago now, I was at the Champions League game, Liverpool Ajax at Anfield, right after the Queen passed away.
Oh wow, that was probably such an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Good for you, Brett. That's awesome.
That is really cool, actually.
So cool.
Abby, thank you so much for joining us. This has been such a blast.
I'm so happy. I am glad that you guys actually get to interact with me and form your own opinions about me, rather than just reading whatever you guys read or hear from other people that probably aren't my fans. So that's another thing that I realized, and I don't take it so personally. Sometimes the fans that don't like me, they don't like me because they're just rooting for the people that I voted out or the people that they, like I'm not aligned with the people that they like. But at the end of the day, it all comes from a place of love and competitiveness. I'm very competitive, and if I get the opportunity to play a game, you betcha I'm gonna want to win it. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to get to the win. So
for sure. Thank you so much for joining us. And for those of you listening, grab your torches, head back to camp, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Can't wait to see the final video. Send it to me so I can post it.
I will send you.
It'll be on YouTube on Saturday.
It'll drop on Saturday. I'll send it to you then.
And tag me too. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.